What's going on, guys? It's Quasi Dog here, and in today's video, I want to give you guys like a step-by-step tutorial on honestly how to make the best tasting GFuel you've ever had. Now, some of this will be personal preference, but a lot of these online tutorials are missing one key factor, and after I show you and explain to you why it's so important, you're never gonna make it the same way you did before ever again. So, for starters, we're gonna grab our tub. Now, in this case, I will be using Galaxy Grape. Now, a lot of people have asked me to open this. I've had this sealed for, honestly, I don't know how long. I love the way that this tub looks. Super nice, super vibrant. So I figured if I'm gonna make this tutorial, why not go ahead and open up arguably the best looking tub I've ever seen. Now, I wanna know in the comments below what your favorite tub art is, because I'm always curious. A lot of it's based on personal preference, but I just think that this one is super nice. So we're gonna set that aside. And by the way, guys, never peel the lid cover off. That's like part of the aesthetic. I hate seeing white tops out there on the interwebs. So we're gonna open this up very carefully because we don't want a big plume, and we might as well, take a smell test. This is gonna be the first time I've ever had this one, and you know, we gotta find that shaker, which is right here, shaker. We gotta find that spoon, that scoop, whatever it is you wanna call it, and we're gonna knock all of the GFuel out of there that's trapped inside. And this is gonna be a very important step as well. And again, I think you guys are really gonna agree once we get into the nitty gritty why this is the best way. It's also the best way to sample GFuel. Stuff off your fingers when you grab the scoop, but this is gonna be arguably the best way to make it. Again, you guys are never gonna make it the same way again. So we've got our atomic shaker here. We've got some of our key ingredients. We've got some aqua, some water. We've got like a little thermos of ice to keep that cold. And the big debate forever, and this is totally like the personal preference part, is what goes first. Do you put the GFuel, do you put the ice, or do you put the water? Now, for me personally, I always start with the ice. And the only reason why I do that is I like a lot of ice, and I find if you put the water in first, then try to put the ice, then you may actually get too much liquid. This is like all stuck in that thermos. Probably wasn't the best thing to put it in. And that looks about like the right amount right there. So just a good amount. I usually fill it maybe about a fourth of the way with ice. I like it cold, and at the end of the day, it's gonna melt anyway. Then step two, I go with the water. Now, the only reason why I don't put GFuel in either first or second is I do find that for some flavors, when you end up adding the water, it like froths and it can kind of bubble over. We've seen that with boysenberry. We've seen that with black on blackberry. With any of the like gur gum or the extra additive GFuels like French vanilla iced coffee. So we're gonna put just some straight filtered water in there. And I usually put it right up to about the thread line. And then we're gonna put the top on. And this kind of helps the big chunks of ice not fall in your mouth, but really it's just for mixing purposes. Now, most of this tutorial looks identical to the way that you guys are making it. So you're probably wondering, what exactly is the secret sauce? What makes this the best way that you guys are gonna make your GFuel going forward? And it's what you do with your tub before you actually take your first scoop. And very easily and very straightforward, you give it a little shake. I don't see anybody doing this online. And the reason why I do this is I have a big rotation of flavors. I don't know if you guys can see it in the back, but I had gone back to watermelon after a couple of months of not having it. And it just didn't taste very strong or very potent. It was kind of bland, and I tend to mix things like a little bit stronger than maybe the like advertised recommendations on the tub. And what I found is when I shook or mixed the tub, it remixed all of those flavors. You have a lot of ingredients in here. If you're going with a sour flavor, like your sour pixel potion, like your sour green apple, there's a lot of citric acid that's mixed in with that flavoring. If by chance you're doing something spicy, like Demonade or Scorpion Sting, you've got cayenne flakes in there. So there's a lot of extra ingredients and extra pieces that are in this tub, and I find over time they just settle. So you're gonna end up settling your tub down to different layers of flavors or ingredients. So by mixing it up, giving it a good shake, you're reintroducing all of that mixture into every scoop. The other thing that I really like about shaking the tub before I take my scoop, and why I didn't use the extra crazy packed scooper every time that you open up a new tub, is I find that when you shake it up, you're introducing a lot of air and your mixture gets really fluffy and really, really easy to scoop. Like that's just like fluttering in there, which is fantastic. I find that if a tub settles for too long or you haven't got to it in a very long time, it compacts down and you're almost like scraping through, and it's not that enjoyable. And even by mixing this, I can see the little purple flakes in here, and I can see all of the different layers that give it structure and flavor and antioxidants and everything that makes this, I guess, the reason why you drink it. It's all now mixed together. So we're gonna take that, we're gonna add that to our water, throw that back in there, put the top back on. Whew, making a little bit of a mess, but that's all right. There we go. We're gonna add the top to our shaker, and we're gonna give it a shake. Now, it's also personal preference how much you shake this. If you do have a newer tub with the newer tub art, I find it mixes and dissolves a lot better than the original flavor. A key way to tell which one you have is we had 25 calories on the old mixture, we have 15 on the new. And the new is thinner, it's fluffier, and I find it just kind of works its way into water just a little bit better. So I honestly don't even follow the 2-minute rule. I find if you shake it good enough, I usually kind of give it a little swirl between each sip anyway. And I've honestly, with the new structure or the new formula, never really had an issue with not mixing it enough. So I think that's enough to kind of take our first sip. We're gonna pop the top, and yeah, that's definitely great. It's really light, really kind of airy tasting, if that makes sense. Definitely not a super aggressive flavor as far as like punching you like any of the cherry flavors I find are really, really pronounced. This is nice. It's nice and light, it's nice and refreshing, but it's not a flavor review. It was how to properly make your GFuel. So let me know in the comments below how many of you are actually gonna start doing this before you make it. Try one before, try one after, and I guarantee you're going to taste a difference, especially in like a Scorpion Sting, something with cayenne, something with citric acid. It's really gonna mix and reintroduce those flavors and overall give you a much better flavor profile. So that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video. Just a quick reminder as well for everybody, code Quasi is still 30% off. We're about midway through this week. We have the Christmas and July sale right now, so a lot of tubs are down to $30. Add on another 30% off, and you're netting yourself some pretty crazy savings. Link will be in the video description for you guys to find a very quick way to that sale. And until the next video, my name is Quasi Dog. You guys have been awesome, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.